How is Fani doing in Fulton County, Atlanta? How's that trial? No, I paid him cash. I didn't take anything. I paid him cash. Oh, where'd you get the cash?
When your daughter moved or left the house that she owned, did she say anything to you about having a large savings of cash?
Oh, no, See, Your Honor, I'm not trying to be racist, okay? But it's a black thing, okay? And most black folks, they hide cash or they keep cash.
If you look at the dates of the trip, I think we were there about 6 days. We stayed at 2 different locations.
And you paid for it?
100%. He said, I paid for the hotel, I paid for the flights, I had a birthday luncheon for him, I paid for massages, I paid for everything.
You spent all of the money on this?
Paid him in cash?
My recollection is I took about 4 in cash with me to that.
400 or 4,000?
4,000. But I remember I handed him 2,500, and then the rest was just the money we spent. I cannot remember, is that the time that we had to stay in Miami to wait for the flight for Aruba?
Well, hold on, pause that. That doesn't make any sense because, all right, so she says she gave him 2,500 before they got on the cruise ship, cash. Then they go to Aruba. And she drops another 2. So she took what, $4,500 in cash on the trip? It's
not normal. And that's like a lot of, it's a big wad. Like how do you, to fit that in a purse, that means you had to get the bands from the bank. You know how they put them in the thousands?
Then you give it. No, but she didn't get it from no bank. She's taking it from Publix at $50 intervals and stuff like that. So she's got
big
singles and stuff. Yeah.
It's a big stack of cash.
At Publix, they're like, do you want any money back? She's like, yeah, give me 4,000.
Cash. This makes no sense. Oh my God.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the AV to the 7th Power YouTube channel where we talk about all things law, crime, and debauchery. Today we are talking about Fulton County DA Fani Willis and her role in the Trump case. DA Fani Willis charged former President Donald Trump with 13 felonies that she says were part of a large conspiracy to undermine the 2020 presidential election results. But now she's been accused of a conflict of interest. For those of you that may not have a legal background, luckily your girl went to law school. And one of the things that was really important when it comes to the realm of ethics is understanding what a conflict of interest is, when it occurs, how it applies when it comes to clients, but also how it applies when attorneys move from firm to firm. Attorneys have a history of helping out different clients, and sometimes how those legal situations might apply to the other parties within those legal cases. A conflict of interest occurs when an entity or individual becomes unreliable because of a clash between personal and professional duties of responsibilities. Such a conflict occurs when a company or person has a vested interest. Think about things like money, status, knowledge, relationships, or reputation. This puts into question whether their actions, judgment, or decision-making can be unbiased. These are serious issues that involve disbarment. So let's understand why Fani Willis is under fire right now.
I am getting a little concerned.
When we talk about issues that involve disbarment, that means that an attorney that has worked very hard, including judges as well, face losing their law licenses. The American Bar Association has come up with the model rules of professional ethics. It is a profession that is highly regulated. Last week, DA Fani Willis and her former romantic partner Nathan Wade participated in a disqualification hearing. A judge's job was to determine whether or not Fani should be disqualified from the Trump case. Attorneys representing Trump and alleged co-conspirators were present and defended the position of disqualification. The hearing resulted in shockingly defiant behavior from DA Willis and an interesting recount of these events from Nathan Wade. Willis had already acknowledged, she admitted, that she had a personal relationship with Nathan Wade.
I feel like I am on the hot seat.
The special counsel that she appointed to the case involving Trump. But she argued that their relationship doesn't give rise to a legal conflict of interest. Fani Willis graduated from Regina High School in Maryland. The book is pro Fani Willis, so that's important to remember, because at the end of the day, when she was on the stand last week in this disqualification hearing, she had claimed to have never read the book, although she had spent time with authors discussing the book at length and discussing the information that would go into the book. Donald Trump was indicted by a grand jury with 13 counts, mostly falling in conspiracy and solicitation buckets. Conspiracy is an agreement by two or more persons to commit an unlawful act, coupled with an intent to achieve this agreement's objective, an action or conduct that furthers that agreement. Solicitation, on the other hand, is the criminal offense of urging, advising, commanding, or otherwise inciting another to commit a crime. The counts include violation of the Georgia RICO Act, solicitation of violation of oath by public officers, conspiracy to commit impersonating a public officer, conspiracy to commit forgery in the first degree, conspiracy to commit false statements in writing, conspiracy to commit filing false documents.
What a lot of bullshit.
Those who generally have faith in Willis say that she was understandably enraged and gave a masterclass on how to defend oneself in a public setting. For others, they thought that the way that she acted during this disqualification hearing was over the top. Most legal professionals really value decorum. Whether you are arguing against me or I'm arguing against you, we know that it's not something that we should take personally. This is the profession. This is the name of the game. Details of the romantic relationship between DA Fani Willis and the special prosecutor is a problem because of a few reasons. DA Fani Willis had to select people to help prosecute Donald Trump. Naturally, you want to look for someone that has experience. Maybe it is an experienced attorney that has lots of knowledge when it comes to election-based crimes. We did not see that here. Nathan Wade was a former judge that presided over cases with traffic violations. There was not a lengthy amount of experience when it came to him being qualified to prosecute a case of this magnitude. We are talking about the former president of the United States. From this relationship, did Wade benefit from the contractual employment assigned to his law firm? At the time, he was in a partnership with 3 individuals, including himself. So you have the benefits from the contract assigned to the law firm. Also, is there a benefit from the lavish vacations that both of these two took, like a 50th birthday party in Belize, going to Napa Valley? We're looking at the financial benefits. Is it a benefit from taxpayer dollars? Lastly, the big dispute is whether their relationship started prior to his appointment or started after his appointment. Both Wade and Willis testified that their romance began in early 2022. In last week's shenanigans, the dumpster fire of a hearing, we heard from Fani Willis's former best friend, who we like to call 2 Chains due to the elaborate choice in eyewear. She testified that the relationship began in 2019. Nathan Wade's divorce is also at issue because his law partner represented him and allegedly shared information about him. But there is also an interesting ethical rule when it comes to confidentiality. In this scenario, Nathan Wade's former law partner and friend knew information that was intricate to the dissolution of marriage and the divorce that was eventually shared. One of the main words that came up during the disqualification hearing was cash. Was she benefiting financially because Wade paid for various vacations while they were lovers? Cash is taxable. Cash is not traceable. Were these two personally enriched? And the way that they paid each other conveniently during the disqualification hearing, Fani Willis stood strong on the fact that she paid Wade in cash. Banks very often will have limitations on how much cash they can accept in a deposit without being reported. There were several arguments presented by both sides during the hearing. Fani Willis bursted in the courtroom. Willis refused to give yes or no answers to simple questions.
Did you ever pay him anything other than cash? I've only given him cash a few times in the course of what we're talking about. So if we would go to dinner,
let her finish her answer.
if we would go to dinner, I wouldn't give him cash because he paid for dinner or I paid for dinner. I've given him cash only a few times in life, probably 4. Probably the most money I've ever handed him is $2,500. The least amount of money I've handed him, probably between $500 and $1,000.
She insisted that her answers needed to be long and she needed to explain herself in context because she would be batting down so many lies. The potential impact on the Trump case and other cases handled by DA Fani Willis is all riding on what we have witnessed last week. Public perception of the disqualification and its effect on trust in the legal system is at issue here. Georgia residents are demanding that Willis step down. However, Fani wants us to know her side, her truth. She wants us to understand the use of cash.
Be dates, but when you go on a date, you should have cash in your pocket. So my question was, where did that cash originally come from?
Where did that cash
came out of the bank? Cash is fungible. We've had cash for years in my house. So for me to tell you the source of when it comes from, when you go to Publix and you buy something, you get $50, you throw it in there. It's been my whole life. When I took out a large amount of money on my first campaign, I kept some of the cash of that. To tell you, I just have cash in my house. I don't have as much today as I do.
What's up with her keeping her campaign money? What is that about?
Listen, that is gotta be big time red flags when someone says, I took a whole bunch of cash out of my campaign and put it in my house and I've kept it in my house. And not only that, that could be the source of me paying back this man for lavish gifts.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
there it is. Nate, that is correct.
And Georgia's been so badly hurt as a state. You know, it's been an embarrassment for Georgia. But when you watch that trial, it's so sad. I paid him in cash. I gave him cash every single trip I took. A lot of trips, beautiful trips. Norwegian Cruise Lines, beautiful trips. It's so nice. Love is such a beautiful, isn't love a beautiful? Love is such a beautiful thing.
A DA prosecuting a crime was involved with someone else that worked for them. Were there material misrepresentations in court? What do you guys think? You guys stay locked in. Please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. And we will keep you updated on the developments of this case and all related legal matters. We'll see you in the next one. Stay safe out there. Bye.